hello!
Friends!
Podcast friends! Podcast friends!
Braden Herrington here with Davie Portman from upNXT, postwrestling.com.
Wrestling friends!
Oh, yes, wrestling friends. Welcome. Even if you're not wrestling friends, welcome to the upNXT BDE, Braden David experience. Movie reviews. And today, we are here to review the 2011 film...
The Inbetweeners.
The Inbetweeners. Now, I am a Canadian. You are a Brit. You have expressed... We have expressed love of our silly movies, and we've watched silly movies that we all love. And you talked about a show called The Inbetweeners, and I have not heard of it. So once in a while, we started watching a few episodes here and there, and I really liked this show. And then you were like, yeah, there's a movie. And we're like, what? Well, I'm like, what? Well, now we're reviewing it. And it's amazing.
So, The Inbetweeners started, I think it was around 2008. I'm going to just double check that now, but it was a Channel 4 production.
No, 2009, because they just did the reunion 10 years.
Oh, true.
For
BBC,
so it was
right? 2009.
Was it on the BBC?
It was Channel 4.
Sorry, Channel 4.
Channel 4.
I don't know what that means.
Ran for 3 seasons, only 8 episodes per season.
Three series.
Yeah, 3
wow,
series.
Look at me correcting you.
Yeah, there we go.
Get it together.
But yeah, it started off... It wasn't even on Channel 4 to start with. It started on E4, which is like the... there used to only be 5 channels you'd get in the UK.
Okay.
And if you got like a digital box or whatever, you could get all these extra channels. So that's
Sure.
where you'd get BBC 3 and ITV2 and all these other channels. And The Inbetweeners started on that, and then got so popular, its final series was on Channel 4. And then it got even more popular that they decided to make a movie out of it. And then in 2014, they made a second movie.
Wow, okay, review down the line.
A review down the line. But yeah, it was very popular. It was filmed really local to where I am. So
Where you were from.
Where I'm from, yeah. So the school, the secondary school where they attend, was actually a new school that was built like 5 minutes away from where I am. So they were able to film there because when the school just opened, they only had 1 year group.
Oh, okay.
So that meant they had this whole huge school that they could film in.
Because this movie wasn't in the school; it was just at the beginning.
The movie you see,
it's like them graduating, essentially.
You see them
but
at the beginning.
In the show, it's basically pretty much
all
in
the
school. Yeah,
pretty much.
a lot of it. Yeah.
And then like the pub they go to is like a local pub. The shopping centre
wow.
is the Chimes.
So that's why you love this show.
So there's it's very local to where I am, but the humour is very accurate to like what I grew up in.
Right.
Like the banter, as we call it. It's
Sure.
always mates back home. They just rip the shit out of each other,
Of course.
all the time. And
People do that here, but
the show's called The Inbetweeners because these aren't the nerdiest of nerds, but
like
they're not the
freaks and
coolest.
geeks, but they're like put together.
Yeah, they're kind of nerdy, but they're not. They're just trying to fit in, so they just
Right.
like float around the in-between area.
Right.
And that
they're
is
in
the
between
story.
of growing up. They're in between being a kid, being an
exactly.
adult.
They're working out life.
I find it very funny. This was like now whenever I tell people that may or may not be, because Toronto's such a multicultural city where we live, and now that I have seen it and I'm such a fan of it, I mention it to people who may be like you from the UK or something, and they're like, "Wow, you've seen the show?" Because over here, like, I like British humor. There's so many shows that I've watched and been familiar with. Like Jimmy Carr is one of my favorite stand-ups. The IT Crowd was like one of my favorite shows. And again, it's really similar to the Inbetweeners because there's only like a few seasons, whatever you call them, and then it's over. So, but I don't think the IT Crowd got a movie. So
I don't think so. No.
Also, it's a very different type of humor. This is so great.
Now, what I also love about it, I feel. These 4 characters, so the 4 leads in this.
It's about the same guys. Yeah.
Will, who narrates it, and Will is in the series. He's moved from a private school to a comprehensive school, and he's kind of snobby. He's intelligent, but
he's a nerd,
but thinks he's more intelligent than he actually is. He's a bit arrogant, but he's a nerd, and so he starts at this new school and meets these. 3 other guys. Simon he meets first, who is like in charge of looking after him. Now, in this group, everyone thinks they have they can identify their friends from this group.
Sure.
So I always say, I'm Simon. You watch this series, Simon is an exaggerated version of me when I was at school.
I agree. You look like him too.
Just putting too much hair gel in, like being crazy in love with someone who is awful,
right.
and...
Well, we all have that problem.
Yeah, and just overreacting, but kind of the more sane person of the group. Then we have Jay, who is the bullshitter. Right. He's the one who will be like...
The big mouth.
Oh yeah, I fucked this whole netball team last week, and you don't believe a word he says.
Sure.
Neil, I'd say, is probably you, maybe.
I knew you would say that.
I feel Neil is... If this was set in the States, he'd be the stoner. Now, he's not in this, but he's that just...
Well, we find out about him at near the end.
We do, yeah.
Great.
But he's this very tall, slim, always got this, like,
I'm
faint,
not slim,
smiley, gormless look on his face.
Right. He doesn't give a fuck.
He doesn't give a fuck.
He's just here for a good time and a long time.
He's just here for a good time and a long time.
You're right. Maybe that is me. Yeah, and he's a good dancer.
And he's a very good dancer.
And I'm okay. I'm not as good as him, but, you know.
So they're the main four characters. Right. You have... Throughout the show, you've had Simon madly in love with this family friend called Carly, and his whole story is just how he's going to be with Carly. And at the end of the series, they finally get together.
Right.
But she's kind of awful,
right?
As well. Like, she's not right for him.
And that's where the movie starts.
Then you have Jay, who is always bullshitting about all these girls he's been with, and then he fell for this girl who then dumped him for him being too clingy.
Right.
And that was the first girl that kind of upset him. Neil just tends to hook up with anyone. Like, everyone's having a bad time, and then he'd have hooked up with the dinner lady or whatever. And Will, who throughout the whole series was crazy about this girl called Charlotte, who he very almost actually had sex with, but then couldn't quite work out how to do it.
It kind of wasn't happening. Still counts? I don't know.
Well, he asked her, does it still count? And she's like, I'm not counting it.
Oh.
So they're your main four characters.
Yeah, Will, Jay, Simon, and Neil.
And now, let's go into the actual movie. You can tell straight away that this is a film. Anything that's gone TV to film...
Yeah, different production.
Different production quality, and usually it does the thing... Again, if this was an American show, it would be like the Inbetweeners go to New York.
Sure, right.
Or something like that.
Right.
This is kind of like it. They go to Malia.
Which I didn't know existed until this. Right. Which is great.
So, the film opens with Will speaking to his dad, who Buffy fans will realise this is Anthony Head, Giles from Buffy. Who is actually, in real life, is the dad of the girl who plays Carly.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Emily Head.
That's funny.
Now, Will's dad here looks nothing like Will. He seems pretty cool, he's pretty suave, but he's a bit of a dick. And he's talking to Will all about what his plans for the future is. And Will's talking to him about all his uni and all his different choices, and you just see his dad looking at him like, you're a fucking nerd. And he's like, so what have you got planned for the summer? Going fossil hunting in Dorset? And then... Will reveals that we're actually going to do something. We're going to go on holiday. And he's like, okay. But yeah, Giles is a dick here. He's got a new woman, right. And he's just really shitting on Will. The camera then pans out and we see suburban London, where all the boys live. We then go to Jay Cartwright's house, who's wearing a snorkel, goggles, a Brazil football shirt, an oven glove, and he's online to a webcam model, who he's like, oh, go on, show me your tits. And
he's got his credit card out.
He's got his credit card out, like ready to pay her more money.
Winking it.
Yeah.
Also, I learned so many new British words from watching this show, and I'm sorry if we offend you with any of them.
Some of them don't really hold up too much anymore. Like,
right.
But this was very much how people kind of spoke.
Sure.
And still do, I'm sure. We then see that Neil is working in a deli in the supermarket. And as soon as it finishes 6, he drops this guy's prawns on the floor that he's serving, clocks out, and just starts making out with this woman he's working with. We go to Simon, who is in his bedroom making out with Carly. And then Carly breaks up with him and says, look, we're both going to uni, we're going to be so far apart. And she goes, and I'm going on holiday soon, so there's that.
Ooh.
Kind of means she wants to make up with other guys while she's on holiday.
Who doesn't?
So it's over. Simon seems very calm. He was at Carly's house. Seemed very calm. Goes into his house, goes upstairs, goes into his room.
He goes, hey, Moms, when's tea? Hey, Mom, when's tea?
Yeah.
Tea on? It better be good. And he's like all happy and chipper.
And then puts the TV on and just breaks down in tears.
Starts crying.
We can relate. We go back to Jay's house where he's bashing the bishop, and his mum comes in and he's so embarrassed because she's caught him wanking, and she doesn't seem to care and just goes, Jay, Grandad has died. And then as Jay's like trying to process all this, you just hear from the computer, wanna suck on these titties? Wanna suck on these titties? We go to the school they're at, and we see your favourite character, I believe, in the show, Mr. Gilbert, the head of sixth form.
In the show, he's like a sinister, like...
He's a scary, because he's a tall guy as well.
He's scary.
If you watch Mock the Week and 8 of 10 Cats, he's on
I recognize him
lot.
From those. Yeah.
He's a good comedian, but he's tall, he's scary, he doesn't give a fuck. He's basically telling them, look, I won't remember any of you after today, and I have no legal obligation to care about you or look after you anymore. So don't cross me, because I can truly be one nasty fucker. Enjoy the rest of your lives and try not to kill anyone. It reflects really badly on everyone here. We leave that. The school bully, who just has one tiny part in this, but Mark Donovan just gives Will a wedgie for old time's sake. And then he says, goodbye, Bender Squad, and walks off. Carly says hi to Simon, but he ignores her. He's far too upset, and then he just goes, fucking bitch. And then they're like, is she? And he's like, no, I just really fucking miss her. And cries again. And then Neil goes, yeah, I'd understand. Anyone would miss those tits.
Oh.
And he's like, it's not that. And then Jay goes, oh, it must be a lovely snatch.
Oh my god.
They have absolutely zero sympathy for poor Simon.
It's an R-rated movie.
Yeah. And then they basically introduce the thing in the series they used to do whenever Simon would talk about Carly, they go like a fax coming through, because it's like, oh, more information from Carly.
Yeah.
This time they've just said, look, every time you mention Carly, we're gonna punch you in the balls.
I like this system. Friends should do this more often. Don't do that to me.
It's more likely to be that way around. So then they say, look, we're going to go on a holiday, and Jay, as Jay says, wants to go on a holiday with boobs and tits and snatch and vag and boobs.
And booze.
And booze.
And booze.
And booze. They're going to have a proper mental one.
A mental one.
So that's the end of their school life, and they're going on holiday. Neil turns up. They're all ready for the big day going away, and he's got fake tan, but only on his face and his hands, because he had to put the fake tan on his
Ross
face.
From...
But it's worse than Ross.
He looks like Roderick Strong.
It's just his face. It's just orange. He looks like an Essex girl. And then
they're going to Ibiza.
They're going to Malia.
So that's near Ibiza.
So they're all similar. Like these 18 to 30s holidays, it's always in Ibiza or Malia or Magaluf.
Is it the right way to say
Ibiza?
So should it be, I took a pill in Ibiza?
I've always said what have I said?
The song
Ibiza.
says Ibiza, so I don't know.
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was Ibiza. Malia, Magaluf, Zante,
well, I learned
Kavos,
about these places
all these islands people go to.
They look wonderful. Can we go?
Sure. We're a bit old now. Jay's dad turns up throughout the whole show. It's been like Neil's dad is in the closet, and everyone knows this apart from Neil. And Jay's dad instantly just starts ripping on him.
Right.
Jay's dad is pretty horrible. Really,
he's like the meanest guy. That's why Jay is so fucked up.
Yeah. So they're in the car. They're all going to Malia, and Neil reveals, "Oh, it's going to be great. It's even got Subways." As in Subway, the subs, the sandwiches.
They have that in the UK?
Yeah. Simon's dad Jay's dad is driving and going on about how... No, sorry, Simon's dad, yeah. Is going on about Magaloof or Shagaloof, as he called it back in the day. And Simon's dad always reveals far too much. He's always just...
Yeah, everyone's had that awkward drive where if you've ever been out with your friends, but y'all didn't drive, so one of the parents... had to like pick you guys up from a night of drinking, so you and your friends are in a car with one of your friend's parents who's driving.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's not your own parents, so you can kind of be a little more cheeky and say some things.
You definitely did that with my dad when he was young. Definitely.
Your dad also was like, "Hey, you like Pink Floyd?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Yeah, I once saw them, and there's a lot of weed smoke in the air." I'm like, "Yeah, that sounds amazing. Like, I'm so jealous." And he's like, "Yeah. So, I guess I gotta go find that somewhere." I was like, "Yeah, I think I know where you can find that." So, Graham, David's dad, I still owe you one, buddy. David told me I couldn't help you out.
So, we get to the airport and Neil has handed out 4 pink t-shirts, personalised t-shirts.
I want these made now.
And this is what people do. People do it for stag nights and things like that, but the lads' holidays and the girls' holidays to all these islands, everyone would have these ridiculous t-shirts.
So there says...
It says Poussey Patrol.
Poussey.
And Neil's says Mr. Lady Killer. Jay's says Mr. Big Knob. Will's says Mr. I Fuck Kids. And Simon says Mr. Rebound. They go to check in, and the lady says the flight is delayed, and they'll have to remove those t-shirts, or they're not going to be allowed on the plane.
I'm going to get you the one that says I fuck kids.
Mr. I Fuck Kids.
So you can never wear it in public ever. The shot of them with all the shirts on from the back is amazing. Yeah. I want that as a poster.
It's great. So... They get out of the airport. They've arrived. They're in Malia. Simon sees a blonde right away and thinks it's Carly. Throughout the whole film, he keeps on seeing Carly everywhere he looks.
Right, we've all been there when you think you see an X everywhere you look.
Yeah. They will board the bus, so that one of these buses from the airports, that's the shuttle bus, and takes to every resort, every hotel.
Right.
And then Neil asks Jays about all these girls. Oh, look, there's so many hot girls on this bus. And then Jay's like, yeah, no, there's too many of them. And Neil's like, well, what about that netball team that you fucked last week? And he's like, oh yeah, but this bus is too small for that. So, again, just on with the bullshit. Will wants to try and get some sleep on the bus so he can be fresh for the evening out, but there's all these yobs singing the whole way.
All these footy fans.
Yeah.
What's with these people always... It's like Euro Trip with the buses full of crazy football fans.
And then Will says, over narration, when people ask me if I like football, I say, yes, I do like football, apart from Burnley. They can fuck off. Because all these lads were Burnley fans. Yeah. So they get to the place where they're staying, and it doesn't look like it's even finished. It looks nothing like all the other resorts.
It looks nothing like the Airbnb photos. Yeah. They got catfished.
There's a Greek dude who's trying to pick up this dog from the well, and this guy just says, I still don't know how that dog died.
It's just a dead dog.
So there's this kind of... this bit of a brute who's been staying at the the hotel, who goes, Afghanistan was worse than this. Wife booked it, but it's still my fault. And the guy who owns the place said that if you shit on the floor, it's a €50 fine. And he goes, and the Greek dude keeps telling me that I owe him €50.
Every resort or anywhere you stay ever on vacation has that one guy who's like, lingers.
Yeah.
Remember when we went to Chicago? We went to a hostel, and there was that weird guy.
God.
He was like
the flat earther.
the huge flat earther, like crazy. He said he was on the run from prison from California.
He was a chef on the run.
He was
from
insane.
prison.
Yeah. Every one vacation like has that guy in the hot tub or whatever drinking by himself, and you're like, whoa, that's weird. But sometimes they can be good.
And one day it will be you.
Yeah, it will be. I've met so many of them on my travels, and I can picture myself that.
They're examining the place. They're trying to work out what the bidet is. And have you ever used a bidet?
I did, like, out of humor.
Okay, how was it?
Because some houses here in like Brampton, Mississauga, have a lot of European families.
Okay,
and I just was like, that is what the hell is that? So I have not used it the way I think. I just turned it on essentially to see. Like I have not I don't know the full. They're not popular.
I've
here
used
in
the
North
little
America.
in Dubai. They all have those like little
Dubai bidet.
Those little shower hoses. Like we have in the sink for our dishes.
Right. Oh,
that's kind of nice.
Oh,
yeah.
I mean, hey, I don't know what is it better for men or for women? Like these things, it's to wash, but I could imagine
to wash your pooey bum.
Yeah. I also don't know why Dubai bidet made me laugh so much.
So
should we get a bidet in the BDE?
Sure.
Wow, it'd have to be a big bidet. It's the BDE.
The
BDE bidet.
Yeah. Get it on the shop. John has his sleeves, we have our bidets. The boys are getting ready for the night out. We see Jay in the bathroom landscaping, if you know what I mean.
Manscaping.
Landscaping. Simon is just looking through old photos of Carly. And Will is looking at 3 identical pairs of like khaki trousers to wear for the night out. Jay, as I said, always this guy when you go away. He's wearing the Umbro England football shirt for the night out.
It's like wearing a wrestling shirt.
And this is the first time we meet Richard.
He's the other
Richard
guy.
Just keeps on turning up, and you will see these people when you go on these holidays.
Right.
Always seems to be on his own, always talking about some mental time he's having. And he's like, yeah, lads, you should get a torch and walk along the beach at night, see people fucking, tits and cocks, everything. I'm Richard. Can I come over for a bath? And they're just like, what the hell?
He seems like the one guy that's at like the club that's just done too many drugs.
Too many drugs
just
on his own, like trying to be everyone's friends.
Yeah, but he's
like
scary.
But Richard's hilarious. I love Richard in this film. We then have a little montage of them walking down the main strip in Malia.
Lit in Malia.
Got crazy music going on. We see a load of like tattooed topless skinheads, like beers in hand. Simon everywhere he looks can see Carly. Jay and Neil are just looking around going, I do her. Neil reveals that he loves Nicole. Like, even though he like all these women, he loves Nicole, the girl he works with, the new girlfriend of his
girlfriend.
And he says, I've never loved anything before except for a car and a sandwich. So it's the real deal with Nicole.
Is that like you?
We get a promo girl come up to the boys. These are these people who are trying to get you inside their bar, inside their club, offering them what seems to be a good deal but never really is. And obviously she's flirting with them because she wants to get them in, but they're all convinced that, she must be into Jay. Jay, she's totally into you. So they go into the club and it is completely empty. They go up to the bar where they see actually an old friend of mine, Andrew Spears.
Yeah, you were like, I know this guy.
Yeah, I did shows and things with him.
That's so funny. You were just like, hey, wait, I know that guy.
Yeah. So he's the bartender. Neil thinks he is Greek, so speaks in very slow, broken English to order the shots, where the bartender is just an English expat. They do some shots, and these 4 girls come in. And
they're at the other end of the bar, though.
Yeah. And they go, it's the little lovelies from the coach. Neil says, apart from that one, she's not so little. Because there's a slightly bigger girl. It's very mean.
She's actually gorgeous, actually.
Yeah.
I followed her on Instagram.
Simon mentions Carly again and gets punched in the dick. And then they go, well, there
should be a dick count. We should have counted every time he got hit in the balls.
Yeah. Now, this scene is... I've only seen this film once. I saw it once in the theatres, and then the second time I saw it was for this review. But I've seen this scene a million times. Okay. This is the most famous scene from the film. It's the club scene, and it's the dance in particular. So they're all going, how should we talk to them? How do we approach them? There's 4 of them, 4 of us.
No, one of them goes, we gotta go up to them, introduce ourselves, and then, strike up a conversation. Is it Jay that's like, no, you don't do that.
So it's probably Will, I think, suggested that. Yeah, just go up, say hello.
Just talk to them.
And Jay's like, nah, you don't just walk over to a girl and talk to her. You catch them in the eyes and then dance over.
You go over near them and dance near them and then look them in the eyes.
So
that's how I pick up.
So Neil, who's the best dancer in the group, just starts dancing over. And it's...
If you've watched the show, he's actually a pretty good dancer.
Yeah, he can do all this like body popping,
robot kind of
rippling and stuff. And then the song, was it Non Parle?
Papa Americano.
Yeah.
Me no speak Americano. Or
That's
whatever,
the one. Yeah. So they start dancing over one by one. Neil starts, and then I think Simon or Will join in.
They all get in.
It's terrible. And then they get into this sort of...
There's a whole dance move.
And they're going... am I doing it in time? And they're like, I think you're slightly out, but it's still okay. You're cool. You got this.
And then they're running out of moves, and they're like, just follow Neil's lead.
Just copy what Neil does. And
so he does a wing,
elbow wing thing.
An elbow wing, 1-to-1, and then the John Cena, you can't see me.
Yeah.
That's part of this dance. So the wings, the John Cena, and the rest is like his weird popping robot
this
thing.
is going on for a bit. And
this is a really good scene. This is really funny.
If you're just listening to the review, having not seen the film, just search
this should be the scene you watch,
because it's a classic. And then Will just goes, sorry, this is humiliating, but you look nice and I want to chat with you. And
the girls agree. They're like, okay, they're like, that's really weird. That dance was weird, but all right.
And this, is it Alison, the blonde girl? Just so, sit down specs to Will.
Right.
And then Jay says under his breath, I bet I get stuck with the fat one. And
then it cuts him back.
And it cuts, and he's chatting to this girl. So
now they're talking to the girls. And
so they're talking to the
each
girls.
Each one seems to have lined up with one.
Yeah, and none of them are really talking at all. Neil's just sat there. And they all kind of group up to talk about it.
Talking to girls is hard.
It is hard. And he goes, I keep having these word sounds in my head, but they don't come out of my mouth. And I can't pork any of them because of Nicole, his girlfriend from back home. And then Jay walks in drunk and just pisses on the floor. And then he asks one of them to wipe the drip from my knob. Girls don't like it when it tastes pissy.
Oh, that's so gross.
We flick to Simon, who's chatting away to one of the girls and just can't stop talking about Carly.
Yeah, all he's doing... This one girl is kind of interested in him, and yet all he does is talk about his ex-girlfriend.
Neil's back in the booth, not saying anything. Will is just basically shitting on all Greek men. He's like, Greek men are awful. Everyone here just comes and gets probably some Greek waiter boyfriend called Stavros, and she goes, actually his name's Nikos.
So she is seeing a Greek server.
Yeah. Simon starts to realise that he's only been talking about Carly. Neil decides to go and just dance. Jay keeps on stealing drinks from behind the bar. And then it goes to Neil dancing with these two older women, spanking them, being quite dirty and grinding
dancing on
with
the
them.
dance floor.
And they're loving it.
Simon
turns to Will and goes, are we players? They're all invited to this all-day boat party.
All-day boat party.
That's right. And they go, what is an all-day boat party? And it's a party on a boat all day. It flicks back to Neil, who has his fingers somewhere with this older lady and turns to the boys and says, Nicole won't mind, we aren't kissing. Simon thinks he sees Carly again. And then Neil goes, well, yeah, it could be Carly because she said she was going here, so that's why I said we should go here and booked it.
Oh, so
and
it's revealed.
Only just revealed that Neil thought, oh, let's go here because of Carly, and Simon only wanted to go on holiday to get away from Carly.
So, yeah.
So Simon runs after this girl who is Carly.
It actually is Carly. He wasn't tripping.
And Carly asks him if he will be going to the boat party, as it will probably be the last time
they'll see
each other for a while.
So it's his last chance.
Jay... Then, we see James, who's Carly's rep.
So these guys come into town. So this is all outside in the cool streets of Malia, right? Malia? Yep. And these group of people all come in on ATVs, like four-wheelers.
Like quad bike.
Yeah,
things.
They come driving in looking all cool, like talk of the town. And it turns out that Carly is somehow involved in one of these guys.
On these holidays, you get reps. So they're attached to like the trips. Resorts or whatever package you bought. And they're the guys or girls who like organise the nights out. They live there, but they're people that came on holiday and basically didn't go home and just show you all the places to go. And it's quite common that they hook up with people going.
Course. Like people who work in hostels and party with people,
So it looks kind of clear that Carly's moved on with this guy, James, who's a bit of a dick. He knocks into Simon on the quad bike. He's an arrogant... older, better-looking guy. And obviously we hate him just watching straight away. Yeah. Jay goes back up to the promo girl from outside, thinks she's into him,
but she's
goes to like kiss her and touch her, and she just slaps him.
She's about to kill him.
And like goes off, and just because I smile at someone doesn't mean I'm into them. Like, this is my job. And then we flick to the next morning where
everyone waking up hungover.
Everyone's hungover.
But the two guys are in the one room, and they wake up to loud noises.
Yeah.
And they describe... Well, you hear the noises when you watch the movie, and they're like, what the hell? And it's like heavy breathing. And they're like, what is that noise? And then you hear like a lot of movement back and forth, and they go, it sounds like Bigfoot having an asthma attack. And it's revealed that Neil...
It's Neil with that dinner lady.
This older woman from the... dancing.
And they go, is that the woman from last night? And someone goes, it's either that or Johnny Vegas. All the Brits will know that reference.
You got to Google
if you don't, Google Johnny Vegas. He's this big comedian guy, and he talks kind of like this.
She looked like she did sound like that, actually.
Yeah.
Amazing. Neil's
we then see Jay is passed out next to the well outside where the dead dog was before.
Right.
Ants crawling all over his face. And then they're asking Neil about this. This woman.
They're asking him about this girl, right? Okay, maybe I am Neil. All right. He walks into the room and he's just got a towel around his waist, and like he just came from the room where she's in still, and he starts talking to them, but he's got a boner. So they're like, Neil, and he's like, don't worry, it's on its way down.
And he goes, oh, well, she looked like Will's mum, so it was okay. And she didn't look anything like Will's mum. And they go, what about Nicole? And he goes, who's Nicole? And then they're going like, your girlfriend? And he's like, oh, it's okay. Only the tit went in. Only the tip went in.
Just the tip.
Just the tip. Silly autocorrect.
Yeah, autocorrect. Just the tip. Just the tip. Everyone's played that game.
They go to the girls' hotel, the 4 girls they met in the club. It's way, way nicer than theirs. A proper nice resort.
Right, the girls that they met the other night, now they're at their resort. Yeah.
And they're looking at all the sunbeds. All the sunbeds are taken. Now
This is a thing when you go on vacation.
Yeah. And this is an ongoing feud, apparently, between, like, Brits and Germans. It's always a thing that the Germans get up early. The Germans get up at, like, sunrise and put their towels on the sunbed. It's normally, like, the dad will get up early, run out, puts the towels on all the sunbeds and reserves them.
Because, like, I've been to, like, Caribbean, like Jamaica or Cuba or Dominican, and, like, I've seen people do that. Not necessarily Germans, but in this movie. They mention this in this movie.
The stereotype is Germans.
Yeah, so.
And they go, oh yeah, it's probably some Germans, and Jay is just like picking them and just throwing them in the water.
There's like a Finding Nemo towel,
and they go,
he throws it in the water.
Look, they have a Finding Nemo towel, and saying, look, it's clearly kids. And Jay goes, what? Nazis can't like Disney too? Will asks Simon to to put sunscreen on his back because he can't reach. And
he doesn't want to do it.
You won't draw a cock on me, will you? And he's like, no, of course I won't. I'll rub it right in. And obviously he's drawn a phallic image on Will's back.
It's like when we ask people to sign our haunted painting that you stole from down the street, and every time we have a party, we ask people to sign it. There's a lot of signatures on it. We ask everyone who comes here to sign it. But most of the time when people sign it, you betcha a dick.
Jay and Neil are trying to impress some girls by the pool, and this little kid, this little Greek kid comes up to Jay, and he's pointing at his Manchester United shorts, and he's like, Manchester United. And he's like, yeah, Manchester. And then the kid gets cheeky and pushes Jay in the pool.
He pushes him in the pool.
Embarrassing him.
You can't do that in 2019. This is 2011.
Well, no, the kid pushes Jay.
Right. But like, you're going to lose your phone.
Yeah.
And then if you push me in a pool and I had my phone on me, fuck you.
Yeah.
You're buying the rice, at least.
Alison comes over and joins Will. Simon goes off with, I forget is Lucy?
The main blonde?
Will's gone off with the blonde.
Right.
Simon's off with the... Alison comes over and joins Will. Simon goes off with the other girl. Alison says that, she was up all night with Nikos. Nikos made her so tired.
Oh.
And then she's like, does it make you uncomfortable when I talk about sex? Which is actually a callback to Series 1 when Charlotte was with Will, because she says the same line. Does it make you uncomfortable talking about sex? And Will basically reveals that he's a virgin. And then Simon is trying to get tickets to this boat party. So he's asking the girl, how can I get tickets? Because I really want to go to see Carly. And she's just like, damn, you sure know how to make a girl feel special. He's completely oblivious that she's
like, hey, maybe we could do something. He's like, no, I want to hook up with my ex.
We go to Jay and Jane, and he says, you're blocking the sun. And then the kid comes over again with a bucket and just throws the bucket at Jay. So
he chases him.
Jay chases him.
He chases this little Greek boy.
The dad of the sunbeds comes over and starts...
The towels that they threw.
With the towels. And Will goes off on one saying...
we didn't do that.
We can't. You can't be reserving this. Blah blah blah.
You can't save these things. You're not
then
here.
he like finds the Finding Nemo towel, and we pan to his daughter who's in a wheelchair.
The Finding Nemo towel belonged to a daughter of the old German family man who is in a wheelchair. And they're crying, and everyone's making a scene, everyone's screaming.
And this is a callback again to the Thorpe Park episode, the episode where they go to a theme park.
Right. And
Will goes off on one for these guys taking the front row.
And it
turns out to be some special needs children.
Yes.
So then Jay threatens to... He picks up this kid and just threatens to throw him in the pool.
So meanwhile, that's going down... Jay is now chasing that little Greek kid that pushed him in the pool, and he's got him in his hands, and he's about to hoof him right into the pool. But now everyone in this pool area is now watching this all unfold, and he puts the kid down, and he's like, just playing around. And the kid pants his Jay. Full cock shot here.
Yeah. So Jay is pissed off and just pushes the kid in. Simon
and they get kicked out.
Yeah, they get kicked out. They're all pissed off. Simon and Jay finally get into a fight with each other, but it's pathetic. They just
doesn't the kid almost die?
Oh, that's right. The kid. All these men have to dive in after him.
So when the kid pulls down his pants and Jay's dick is out and everyone sees it, he gets mad. So he throws the kid in. But as he's throwing the kid in midair, the kid's like, "No, sir, I can't swim." And then he's laughing, and then the camera shows the kid's just drowning. So then random people are jumping in the pool and trying to save the kid, and then they get kicked out. Fuck, that's nuts. I have here that Simon is an idiot because he keeps messing up with
he's just oblivious with this girl. Like, he keeps mentioning Carly.
Also, it's revealed that when Jay got really drunk the night before, he secretly bought tickets to
tickets to this boat party.
To the boat party.
But they get into a big fight and the gang splits. Like, they're pissed off that they embarrass themselves in front of the girls. Jay is, like, getting them kicked out. They just want a normal holiday and all this stupid stuff keeps happening. Right. So Simon and Jay get into a fight. It's a pathetic fight. They've just got each other in a headlock. It's like an Elias Randy Orton match, basically.
Yeah. Headlock.
And the gang splits up. Neil and Jay go one way. Will and Simon go the other. Jay reveals, as you said, that he bought these tickets, but is like, nah, fuck him. And rips
all the tickets up, which he shouldn't have done.
Simon is desperate to go to this party, so he's trying to sell his clothes on the beach. So there's all these like peddlers who are trying to sell their merch and their t-shirts. At the beach.
You see this in North America and like beaches in here, but like similar in like places I've been. But I would imagine in anywhere there's a beach, there's going to be people selling shit.
Yeah.
But he's joining in selling the shit he's brought.
He's just selling all of his clothes,
so he can make money to buy a ticket.
And James, the dickhead rep, who's with Carly, comes over and he's like, "Oh my god, my mate had all his clothes stolen." Like, so
it's like, what are the chances?
What are the chances? Like, he'll give you €100 for the lot. And he's like, "Oh really?" And he's like, "Yeah, but." Like,
I need all your clothes.
I need all your clothes.
He's like, okay, here it is. And he's like, no, even the ones you're wearing. And he's like, all right. So he takes his clothes off, but he leaves his underwear.
And he's like, I'll be 10 minutes. I'll just take him to the guy, get the €100. And we realise he's being duped.
Of course,
like, he's not getting his clothes back.
Yeah, he's an idiot.
Now, this reminded me of a story when my brother went on one of these holidays.
Sure.
His mate got very, very drunk.
Right.
Got a cab back to their resort. And then was like, fuck. I don't have my wallet. And the cab driver's there, and he goes, here, take my shoes as like a deposit. I'm going to run inside, get my wallet, come back and pay you. Just 5 minutes tops. I'll come back out. I'll give you extra as well. Gives him his nice pair of trainers, runs inside, but he's drunk. He's then inside, and he's like, fuck, why did I come in here? Oh yeah, the cab. Puts some shoes back on, goes back outside, and then goes, oh, I forgot my wallet. Here, take these shoes.
Oh my god.
Gives him a second pair of trainers.
Wow.
Goes back in, comes back. The guy's driven off with 2 pairs of shoes. And they were all his shoes for the holiday, so he had to pay. And they were nice ones. So this reminded me of that completely. It's not unusual for boys to just lose all their shit on these holidays.
Right.
So he's completely naked, and Will gives him his t-shirt to wear as like makeshift underwear.
Right, because he got to walk back to his place. Terrible.
They're walking back to their place, and then they walk past this bar and see Mr. Gilbert chugging 2 yards of beer.
And he's like topless with his tie around his head, got like paint on like all over him. He just looks like a war raider, a Viking drinking all this beer. It's so funny because he's this evil man. And then they catch eyes with him, and he's like, "Shh, don't say a word." And then they keep
and like does the like throat slit gesture, like I will kill you.
You talk shit, I'll kill you.
Neil and Jay are seen at the front of this club by the stage.
So they split off from the other two because now Neil and Jay are like, we just want to have our fun holiday. We want to go to the club. We want to see some boobs. We want to get drunk. That's it. And they're at a club.
And they're both in their Poussey Patrol t-shirts.
Right, the pink shirts.
And then Fernando is introduced to the stage.
So they think there is a girl on stage, and she's dancing. She's like a burlesque stripper or something like that. And as they're moving their way to position in the club to watch that person dance, the dancer switches off. So they're like, "All right, this is going to be great. Getting ready for the next dancer." And then it's Fernando,
and he comes out, and they're like, "Oh, it must be a cage fighter or something."
Yeah.
And then the guy gets his penis out. And
not only that, they're right at the front.
Yeah, they're right front row center.
They're like, the girl's gonna come.
And Neil goes, is this a bit gay? And Jay goes, nah, it's decadent.
This probably got me maybe the biggest laugh, I think, because it was just them like thinking they're gonna see some fun stuff, and then literally there's like an asshole and a dick and balls in their face, and they're just like, oh, okay. So then to top of all that, like I lost it at this scene. I died, so I was laughing my fucking head off, and then they instantly like go away from it because they're like, we've seen enough of this, and then they go to the back. And then they bump into this dickhead guy.
Richard.
Oh, no. The guy James, I think.
Oh, James, yeah.
And they're like, how you like this club? And he's like, yeah, I love this club. And he's like, really? Because it's a bit gay?
Yeah.
Because it's just, they had an asshole in their face.
Yeah, they're like, it's like, it's us, we're mates with Carly. And he's like, oh, what, Carly Klingon? And they're like, oh, she's a mate of yours, well, you can smell these. And shows his fingers. So he's being a right dick. Right. He's clearly not interested in Carly at all. But we also see Richard with... before this bit, Richard comes up to the other boys.
Right.
And just goes... Again, he's like off his face. And he goes, I just got in a fight and... this guy just got in a fight and killed a guy and wants 60 quid. And they're like, what? And he's like, 30 quid? 10? 10? 10? 5? It's just this very short moment with Richard. He's great. He's my favourite.
He comes back film. Again. Yeah, he's great. So the guys see this James guy.
Yeah.
They get in a whole argument with him. He like
James grabs Jay by the throat and tells him he's going to glass him.
So they leave the club because they get shook by this guy.
And Jay's terrified. He starts crying, and he's like, "No, it's just the smoke." And Neil goes, "Do you want to go somewhere not decadent?"
I love that scene.
Yeah.
Like, it's just so funny that these guys just were there and they got that in their face.
Simon and Will are back at the shit club where they did their dance and met the girls. And then Jay and Neil go there too. You clearly realise that...
They're all making up.
They're going to make up, but also they don't feel like they fit in anywhere here. And it's like, this club, it's shit, but at least they feel kind of safe and comfortable there. They get a fishbowl of some cocktail.
Right.
And they shake, group hug. We see Neil doing a suicide shot, which is...
Okay,
tequila.
Explain a suicide shot.
So, classically, you do tequila where you...
you shoot the tequila.
You lick the salt, you shoot the tequila, and then you bite into a lemon or a lime.
That's a normal shot.
That's a normal shot. The suicide shot is you snort the salt, drink the tequila, and squeeze the lemon or lime in your eye.
First of all of that's... Lemon in the eye, bad. Snorting anything, bad. And that just sounds awful. Yeah. Tequila is awful anyway. Yeah. So, why do people actually do that though?
People have done that.
What about I don't like the prairie fire. Prairie fire
one with hot sauce.
Yeah, but it's just not a good mix. No. It's so disgusting. Ugh. Well, there's also the Boilermaker. What's that? Like a...
There's one...
cement mixer?
Yeah,
there's some gross ones.
And the four girls from the other night actually come back into this
return to the bar.
And they realise we were so sexually non-threatening that these girls were willing to drink with us.
Right.
We see Simon is wearing Neil's like classic all-white outfit. Because...
So Neil wears some weird clothing, and then like he's been changing because he has his clothes, but it's Simon that traded all his clothes away or gave them all away. So now he's wearing Neil's clothes, and it's this all-white thing. What does he call him?
He calls him... well, it was nice of Richard Branson to lend you his outfit. They're all doing shots. They're all starting to drink. They're all like getting on with these girls. Jane and Jay like split off again, and Jane calls Jay a lightweight, and he's like, "You're one to talk." And then you realise he starts to feel bad about that, and maybe actually quite likes this girl.
Yep.
So he like catches himself and he goes, "'Cause I could drink you under the table." Alison makes a deal with Will that if he is still a virgin a year from now, she will have sex with him. And then we pan to...
He wants it in writing, by the way.
Yeah.
He's like, are you serious? And she's like, yeah. So she shakes on it, and he's like, okay, wait 1 sec, because kind of want that in writing, because she's hot.
Neil is getting a motorboat from some other older woman. In the bar. And Lucy asks Simon to go skinny dipping with her.
Ooh.
And he's like, really? Oh, okay. And then
everyone's going skinny dipping.
Realizes she's tricked him just so he can get naked again.
Yes.
Simon is always naked in this show.
Yeah. There's definitely more cocks and balls in this than boobs. So, I'm for equality.
Jane goes to snog Jay, but you can see he's embarrassed by being seen with this girl.
Right.
So he's like, "Oh, can we do it privately?" And she's like, "Nah, forget it." Like, she realizes he's
terrible.
Yeah.
He's being terrible.
Alison starts to take her clothes off, and she starts stripping Will before they're going to go skinny dipping in the sea. But she takes his glasses off and runs off, and he can't see a thing. And he's just going, "My glasses! My glasses!"
He gets to touch a boob.
But he does get to touch a boob.
Boob action. Boob grab.
Simon and Lucy are playing in the sea, and he just splashes her big time in the face.
It's kind of similar to Dumb and Dumber, the original.
Right.
Where Jeff Daniels is on the date in the snow with, I forget her name, and then she throws a little snow at him, and he's like, what the fuck? So he fucking whips a snowball. It's the exact same thing. So she does a little playful splash, and he's like, what the fuck? He gives her a tidal wave.
And she looks pissed off at first, but then is like, okay, it's alright. They fight, they're about to go and kiss.
They're about to get it on.
And then Simon sees Carly and just goes, "Carly!" and runs after her and just leaves poor Lucy in the sea.
What an idiot.
Simon is still looking for his glasses, stumbles over and falls onto Nikos. Alison's boy.
We've not seen him, but we realize this is him.
Who is having sex with another girl. Simon's trying to be all cool with Carly. She's like, "Look, I've had a shitty night." She says she prefers the old Simon, because he's like, "Oh no, this is the new me." She's like, "Why are you skinny dipping?"
Right.
And she's like, "I kind of prefer the old Simon."
I mean, I like it. In the movie, it's showing he is changing, because the old Simon wouldn't have gone. Any of these guys probably wouldn't have gone skinny dipping, but they have, and they've changed.
They're starting to evolve.
Exactly.
But Lucy walks off. Alison walks off. Alison goes, "I will never fuck anyone for as long as I live, especially you."
Ooh.
And Will goes, "Does that affect our deal?" And Simon then, this is the worst. Simon goes to Lucy, like, "Don't you think Carly's beautiful?"
Wow.
He's such a fucking idiot at this point. But this is basically the scene where the boys and the girls, they break up.
Right.
They're done with each other. The boys are just idiots. They've all upset the girls.
They've struck out. They fucked up. They're idiots. And now they're all having words of wisdom.
Yeah, they're all... Will is sat by the pool looking depressed. The only other guy there is the guy who went to Afghanistan, who they met on the first day. Just still there, chugging cans of beer on himself.
So is that one guy by the pool.
And this is one of my favourite lines of the film.
Oh,
because it comes from Neil, and it's so ridiculous, but quite poignant and beautiful.
Yes.
Because Neil still seems fine. He's, like, not really fazed by anything. Will is very upset. And Neil just goes, "Look, I stopped believing in God when I realised it was just dog backwards." Will's like, "What?" It's like, "Well, God, like, it's just the same word as dog, but backwards. And after I realised that, I didn't get bothered about stuff so much. So now I'm just happy."
I love this British term. He says it here. I think I want to start using it. I'm going to bring it back. I'm going to bring it here. I'm just having a laugh.
Having a laugh.
Just having a laugh. And he's like, "Well, I don't understand." He's like, "I'm here for a good time, not a long time. I'm just having a laugh. I'm just here for shits and giggles. We're all going to die one day.
Yep.
This is it. This is the only one we got. So let's have a laugh."
And Will's actually quite moved by this.
Yeah.
And it's quite surprised because it's coming from
Neil.
Like, I think Will and Simon, they always seem to be the two that are like...
that
are like more on each other's wavelength a bit.
And then...
so he's like, "Oh, thanks for cheering me up." And Neil goes, "No, I didn't come to cheer you up. I came to say I had a shit in the children's toilets and I can't get rid of it." And then, so the boys are all being depressed and they're like, "Look, fuck this. This is stupid.
Yeah.
Let's enjoy our time. Let's just get super fucked up on Jay's dead granddad's money.
Right, as you would.
And then we have the montage of them. It's kind of like the bit from earlier when you're seeing everything else going on in Malia. But now it's the boys. They're drinking, they're on the quad bikes, they're doing topless shots, they're doing their dance, but they're in the club and it keeps on panning back to the dance where it starts just the four of them, and then more and more people in this club are doing the dance until the whole club are doing their, like, John Cena and elbow thing.
The Inbetweeners dance.
They're picking up dwarves in the streets. They're setting fire to toilet paper that's in their bums.
There's a lot of questionable drinking games going on.
There's a lot of weird things going on. I wonder what
British drinking games scare me. I feel like a lot of things that have, like, British people, and not just British, I guess the UK, but you guys just cause problems.
Did you say not just British? I mean the UK. I caught that.
I've just barely passed geography in grade 9, so... they're just doing some strange drinking games.
Yeah, they're like doing upside down torpedo fish.
I mean, all we do is play Mario Kart.
Yeah. they're going mental.
Yeah.
And we see Neil with more older women.
Attaboy, Neil. Attaboy.
It then cuts to Will just vomiting.
Profusely vomiting everywhere.
And Simon says he'll miss Will when he goes to uni, and tells Jay that he's going to uni too. And Jay goes, what about me? What am I going to do? And we always see Jay, like, he's full of shit, but he's got this bravado, and you just realise at this point that the others have got plans in their life. They're moving on. Neil, as much of an idiot as he is, he has a job. Will and Simon are off to uni, and he's like, what am I going to do?
Yep.
And then goes back to classic Jay, and he goes, I'm going to set up this business selling stereos to Premiership footballers. But it was going to be all of us. Jay, Simon and Rio Ferdinand on sales, and Neil in the depot. Do you know who Rio Ferdinand is? He's an ex-England football player.
Okay. Ferdinand.
Yeah.
Friends?
Jay reveals to Simon that he tore up the tickets after the fight the other day. And at first Simon's like, oh, fair enough. And then Simon gets mad again and they start to fight.
Get in a fight again.
But then they turn around and they see Will has passed out, and they're like, okay, let's help him out.
Yeah, we gotta help drunk Will.
The gang is fully back together.
Right. The boys are back. They're okay. Everything's fine.
It's now the day of the boat party. They're all at the beach. They're all ready to board the boat. And
well, some of them are.
Well, some of them are. Neil goes to Simon's not got a ticket.
Simon's the only one.
He's the only one without the ticket. And Neil goes to him, if I could, I would give you my ticket. And Simon goes, then give me your ticket. He's like, well, nah, because I really want to go, so I can't. They see all the girls heading to the boat. Lucy completely ignores Simon because he's been mugging her off the whole time. Simon runs after Lucy. And Jane says, look, you keep going on about your ex. Like, you're being an idiot. Alice and Will have a chat. And they're kind of... They're all starting to sort of get along a bit. They're realising... All the boys are realising they're idiots. Alison has given Will Nikos's ticket because they're done. So that's how Will gets on the boat. And Will is like feeling bad about it, but he's like, look, Simon, I'm going to go on it. I'm just going to follow my cock like a normal person for once. Because he realises he's not normal, and he's like, look, I'm sorry, mate. I'm just going to do it. Simon apologises for being a dick to Lucy, and she's like, and for having too much gel in your hair. Oh. As I said, he was me. I used to wear far too much hair gel. And then Lucy says to Simon, like, look...
It's really sentimental.
It is. The music's building up, and she's like, listen, look... I like you, but this girl clearly means a lot to you. She must be very special for you to, like, be going on about her so much. She means a lot to you. And she goes, if you really, really want to go, you can have my ticket. And they build up the moment, and you think, oh, Simon's going to go, no, I'm going to stay here. I'm going to stay here with you.
Right.
And he just goes, thanks!
Takes it,
grabs
gets
the
up
ticket
and runs
off, and she's just sat there like, what the fuck? They all toast to the Pussy Patrol and to being players.
They're on the boat now.
On the boat.
They're players.
And then Simon's like, and to me and Carly, and they punch him in the dick. Jay's like, I'm going to go off to dance with Jane. And he's like, she's a laugh. I like her. And then Neil goes, yeah, the fat ones are always jolly.
Oh.
And then he's like, Neil, that's a horrible thing to say. And Jay is always the one saying these horrible things. We see Will again vomiting on a lot of people.
Yeah, he's hungover.
He's hungover. Simon's looking everywhere for Carly. We see Richard and Neil talking.
Richard comes up to Neil. And tells him that he was at an EDM club where girls wee on each other.
He goes, yeah, this emo bird told me to piss on her, then fuck her, so I did.
There was a famous old Greg, right? The Mighty Boosh.
Right,
and old Greg goes, ha. He's like, do you want to go to a club where people wee on each other? It's so similar to Richard. Because he's like, yeah, this EDM rave girl wanted me to pee on her. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
And then Richard introduces Neil to his parents, who we realise this whole time it's just been Richard with his mum and dad. And then Neil goes to kiss the mum on the cheek. They introduce. And the fourth girl, who he's been talking to the whole time, who is basically a carbon copy of Neil. Like, she doesn't really say much. She's very tall, slim. She looks a bit like Neil. She's like, not this fucking time. And pushes Richard's mum away and just starts making out with Neil.
Right.
Jay is with Jane, and she's like, hey, don't you want to go somewhere private? And he's like, no, I want to kiss you. I want to kiss you in public.
Right.
And,
on the boat.
And she's like, no, let's go somewhere private.
Wink, wink.
You might get something out of it.
Uh-oh.
And Simon goes over to Carly, start talking, and they start making out. She makes out with him straight away.
Wow.
But the whole time has her eyes
Simon,
open.
Right?
Yeah, it was Simon, yeah. And is looking at James the whole time.
Yeah, she's only kissing Simon now to make the other guy jealous. And Simon realizes that. And as soon as he realizes that, he's like, no, I'm done.
Alison is with Will, and she's like, hey, look, you're a nice guy. We could amend the deal, so we don't have to wait a year.
Right. He's excited.
And we could just do this all the time and be like girlfriend and boyfriend. So he goes in for the kiss. But remember, he's been vomiting all morning. And she's like, no, brush your teeth first. So he runs off. I gotta say, in this film, the Will and Alison relationship is just the one that I don't feel it quite works.
It would work in real life?
I just feel the rest of them seem believable. And I'm not saying because of looks, I just think the whole story is
She's a rocket and he's not?
A bit, but just, it seems a bit more shoehorned in than the others. The others seem...
Sure, but in this show, he was also hooks up with the girl because they think he's like that nerdy, funny guy. So like they bite on that. So I could see it. Also, like her character in this movie is like she's smart and kind of stuff, supposed to be. So I don't know, whatever. Good for Will. Get it in.
We go back to Simon and Carly, and Simon's finally realised he sees James, and he's like,
I'm done.
She's using me, and it's really nice. You see that realisation come, and I'm sure it's happened to you before. It's happened to me when you're like, I'm free. I think I'm over this.
No,
now.
I'm never over anyone. No, my God. I wish, buddy.
He goes, Carly, I honestly wish you all the best in your life, but right now I have to leave. I don't think you're going to see me again. And he's being an adult. He's moving on, and she's like, no, you're going to see me next week. Your brother's birthday. And he's like, yeah, but after that, you're not going to see me. Well, then there's Mum's birthday. And he's like, yes, but no, after that. And but he's like, look, I'm just trying to...
I'm done.
I'm done with you.
He's over it.
We see Neil aggressively dry humping Lisa.
He's not hooking up with her, but he's not kissing her because he's got his girlfriend back home.
Because he's got his girlfriend. Lisa then talks to Neil about ethics, and he's like, actually...
He has to tell her something.
You know what?
I don't really have a girlfriend.
I don't have a girlfriend.
We broke up.
She said I dance like a twat and you're dumped. So they fight. They
hook up.
They can now get it on.
Yes, and they do that a lot.
James then sees Jay with Jane and starts just making a load of fat jokes to her, and then asks Jay for some drugs.
For some drugs.
He's like, "Yeah, I've got something in here," and just pulls out
something out of his butt,
like basically a straw that's been up his butt. I found this a bit weird.
Yep.
I feel like we missed a scene earlier on or something.
No. Earlier, throughout the movie, he jokes that he has some shit secretly up his ass. Like, for secret. Like, from going on the plane and, like, all that shit. Mainly, it's, like, extra cash. And what we later realize is also drugs. But it kind of comes out of nowhere, yeah. He basically gives the guy this, and then the guy goes in the washroom. This villain guy, dickhead guy, goes in the washroom. And then
snorts it and gets shit all on his nose. He has
Jay's poop on his nose now.
Yeah.
So then every time he goes around to pick up a girl because he's trying to talk to people, he smells like shit.
Yeah. Simon realizes that Lucy is the one, so strips again. He loves taking his clothes off.
He does.
And decides he's going to swim to shore. He's going to get the girl.
Right.
Everyone is cheering him. Everyone's like, "Yeah, go Simon, go get her."
Jumps off the boat.
Jumps off the boat, starts swimming. The camera fades out. It fades back up. And he's gone like
not
3 meters.
Yeah, not very far.
And we realise it's going to take him a very long time
to get there.
And then we slowly see him start to sink. And then it cuts out again to a helicopter picking
saving his life
unconscious corpse from the sea, taking him back to shore. Lucy runs up to him, and even though he's an idiot, he did the right thing in the end. He tried to swim back. He almost died trying to get the girl. She kisses him.
Or CPR.
Yeah. And he then just goes, "Oh, I think I shit myself." Lucy, it's normally bigger than this. It's cold. We see Will go back up to Alison holding a toothbrush, so they make out. Jay and Jane are just looking really cute and coupley together.
Right.
Neil and Lisa are still dry humping. James is going up to all these girls with shit on his nose. And that's the end. The credits roll. We have these little like snapshots of Simon in hospital. All the guys with the girls.
They're on the bikes now. The
lots
ATVs.
of selfies. Yeah, they're all with the girls.
They're with the girls
pimps.
now. Yeah, they're the players.
We see Will take a selfie with him and Alison and sends it to his dad. And his dad's there and he's like, "All right, not bad."
Yeah. Everything is well.
They all get back to the airport and all their parents are there to pick them up. And Nicole arrives to pick up Neil. Neil sees her and is like, "Nope," and walks the other way. So Nicole never dumped Neil. he just wanted the girl. And then we see Mr. Gilbert as the last shot, riding naked on one of the quad bikes down the Malia Street.
Yeah.
And that's the movie.
Friends.
Inbetweeners Friends.
Oh,
that was like, I don't know about you, but that just felt like a cruiserweight match to kind of recap.
Comedy is hard.
Because there are so many one-liners, and whereas us chatting about, say, Halloween or something like that, there are a few cool one-liners in it, but it's mainly, and then he stabbed him through the chest and pinned him to the wall and things like this.
Humorous dialogue.
This you don't want to miss the dialogue, and there's so much going on.
I really love the classic dance scene that you said. If you have to see the dance scene, Papa Americano, it's so funny. The dance now is something I'm definitely going to start doing in the club all the time. Definitely. I already do the John Cena, You Can't See Me, but now part of the routine. I got to watch it and study it. I love the strip club scene too. But
that dance, when I was doing a tour in Austria.
Right.
I've told you about it. We'd be in a different town in Austria every week. And the Inbetweeners isn't very worldwide, as we've learned from me showing you and everything. And no one in Austria knew this. So this guy I was on tour with, James, we would do this dance.
Right.
and then
He picked
teach
up on
people we'd meet,
Oh my
and
God.
they'd do the dance with us. And
Let's do it.
I still would occasionally get like these messages from these Austrians being like, "Hey, look," and they'll be out and they'll be
do
doing this
that
dance.
So we got to bring it back.
What did you think? So some TV to film adaptations fail big time. Some become a whole new thing.
True, you're
and
right.
are bigger than the original. Where was this for you? How do you think this?
It was perfect. It was perfect because the show never had a laugh track.
No.
So I already love that because I don't really like laugh tracks in my TV. And this is a movie, but I feel like it translated well because the show is them in school, and then this is them. Like as soon as you're 5-10 minutes into this movie, you realize the premise is they're going away on a vacation, and that's what I was like. Yeah, that's what I need because they were done school. So it's like you need to go to the next. You need to grow up, kind of thing. I relate it to the whole reason we talked about this is Superbad, like my favorite all-time comedy. I would put this on that level. The laugh level is just amount the set, like even more. It's so similar. And from going to TV to movie, I'd say it was pretty. They do callbacks. It's like watching a wrestling match that is a rematch from something or something. You know what I mean? Like there's callbacks in it that
But
you
I
would
felt
understand.
all the callbacks in this were clever.
Yes.
Like it wasn't just completely
you wouldn't be
recreating
lost.
it, but it was like, oh yeah, like of the characters to pick with the disabled girl.
Right.
It made so much sense for Will to have that.
Sure.
Even though Jay threw all the towels in.
Right.
But Will's the one who gets all righteous and stuff and then puts
I feel
his
like you could show
foot
this
in it.
movie to anyone without watching the show either.
I agree.
So,
I think it works. And actually some people I know, because I think this was on Netflix over here.
It's on Netflix US actually, so
Right.
I couldn't get it.
And
apparently.
And I know people who have just seen this, and then I've
me
talked
too.
to them about the show,
Since
and they've
talking
gone,
about this,
wait, what? There's a TV show? And
Yeah,
it's like,
that's what happened. I recommend anyone who just listened or whatever, go check it out. I had a lot of people since us talking about doing this have checked it out and been messaging me. So great stuff. I love this stuff. I can't wait to watch the second one.
I'm going to tell you, and what will make you want to watch it even more.
Okay.
It's the boys go to Australia.
Oh,
So
wow.
for someone who's done that trip themselves, I think you could relate to this.
Wow. Okay. I kind of want to watch it now. Damn.
Well, I'm sure we'll do a review of that at a later date.
That's so funny.
Did you think anything didn't hit? What didn't quite work for you?
I wanted to see the villain get punched out. I wanted to see
more of a comeuppance.
Yeah, he needed to. He just getting poop on his nose was not enough.
Yeah.
So that was the only gripe really. And like Jay is the dirty one. He definitely had some dirty things, but that's just the character. Like he's not a villain, but like he's
not
cheeky.
at all.
It's like Seth and Superbad. Like you still love him, but he's an asshole.
It's how these boys like deal with being a virgin. There's Simon who's just so like eager all the time. Jay just lies. Jay just bullshits. But he's as much of a virgin as Will is.
Sure. Yeah.
So, but he's the bullshit.
It's like American Pie, like that kind of. Yeah. It's super funny. And again, I learned so many words from watching these things. Some that can get me in trouble.
Yeah, like some of them you can't really use.
Yeah.
That much anymore.
Yeah, I like clunge.
Yeah.
Fanny.
Yeah.
It's not a really popular word over here, but
it means something different over here.
It means bum, no?
It means bum over here.
What does it mean over there?
It means your front bum over there.
Whoa, hey now. Okay. I'm learning a lot.
Yeah.
Well, we actually posted a feedback thread here, like we do for Up Next every week. And this time we asked people to give their thoughts on this movie. So forum.postwrestling.com, because we are still post-wrestling. And we got a lot of feedback.
Yeah.
I'd say. Do you want to go
Sure,
through
we'll
some
start
of these?
with Tony. He goes, huge fan of the Inbetweeners and looking forward to the review. It's interesting to see how Canadian-American viewers see this, as I perceive it as a very British show. And when they made an American version, it didn't translate well.
They made an American?
They did one season.
Oh.
Which I think I didn't watch it. It looked terrible.
I'm gonna watch it because I've seen the IT Crowd American pilot and never got picked up with Joe McHale.
And I think they did. I think it's similar to the US Office. Like season 1 is the same script as the UK one.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's why it didn't work. I feel like they tried to do that as well.
Sure. That sounds awful. I can't wait to watch that.
As someone from the UK, I could see parts of every character in every one of my school friends or myself at school age, completely.
Sure, this is a different country, different world, essentially, but you relate. Everyone's got their group.
It's the same...
it's like dynamic.
The writers of this show, it's two guys have written everything. In the States, you have these writing rooms and everything. You don't have that so much with British TV.
Sure.
So, like... like Superbad is written by Seth Rogen and Evan. I've forgotten his name, but
they started writing that in high school. Yeah.
But that's their childhood as well, and this is completely those two lads.
And that's the best part when you relate to these guys, right? Any of these characters, I see a little bit of myself in all the characters completely at the time, but definitely Neil.
The best part of the show, in my opinion, is how terrible banter is perceived as good. Love the movie too. The dancing scene is an absolute classic. However, I was slightly disappointed in the ending. All the main characters got a fitting end bar Will. He didn't need to get the long-term girlfriend at the end. He should just have lost his virginity. That was his entire pursuit the whole series, and I don't feel the beautiful girl deciding to be his girlfriend to be a fitting end to his story. I just felt it was very sudden from, breaking up with her boyfriend, and while she was still with the boyfriend, agreeing to have sex with him a year from now. Right. And then being like, yeah, I'll be your girl.
She's just cheeky. She's having a laugh, okay? It's vacation, it's holiday in Ibiza, you know? Was that it? The end of that one?
That's it, yeah.
We go to Burak from London. He says, I love the show, but some of my favorite scenes are Jay trying to ride a scooter and then falling off it, headbutting a door. That was in the show, right?
That was in the show, yeah.
Will on drugs at the party asking for his mum. And bus wanker. Oh, yeah. I am a bus wanker. I enjoyed that actually doesn't mean I do that on the bus. So wait, just so everyone understands. I enjoyed the film. It was pretty much just an extended episode. And for some reason, my favorite bit is when Simon gets hit by that quad bike. It did feel like a long episode of the show, yeah.
Elliot316 just says, post-wrestling wankers.
Post-wrestling wankers. Dino, he says, let me start off with I'm an American and I'm 51, so I may not be the target audience for this show, but I love it. And as a disclaimer, I have been watching British comedy since I was a youngster. So far, only through the first season 1 and 2. My wife rolls her eyes and walks out the room when she sees me watching this stuff, or any other British shows. She just does not get British humor. Looking forward to the review. I hope I can find the movie. By the way, I have been watching it on Netflix. So I guess he's an American, and they have it on American.
Dino, we'd like to hear back from you once you finish the whole thing as well.
Yeah, let me know what
did you make it through to the end of the show?
Let me know how your wife feels about some of the things they say in this show.
We get Elliot again after post-wrestling wankers. He goes, did anyone ever catch the American version of this? It was shockingly bad. Favourite episode of the original is the field trip to Swanage. And Neil being groomed by pedo Kennedy. Kennedy and the punching the fish to death is the high. The punching the fish scene to me is. Do you
yeah. That one killed me.
So they go on this like little fishing boat in this middle of this tiny lake.
And they're also they're such nerds and they're such scaredy cats. And then when they actually catch a fish,
they catch a fish. And then they're not sure what to do with it, and this big fish is just flipping around on the boat. So Neil just starts punching it.
He beats the shit out of a fish.
And then Jay decides to let off the flare because he's scared.
Yeah.
And then it pans out, and you just see they're in this middle of this tiny lake with everyone nearby.
And they punch the shit out of
That is a great scene.
Yeah.
Tony says, feisty one you are.
And British wrong style. It's the realistic version of life at British school compared to something like Skins. It's very funny and still can pick out quotes today. Bus wankers.
I completely agree. It's heightened, but a lot of this stuff would happen. Not to the extent and always to the same person as these unfortunate idiots.
Yeah.
But for a ridiculous comedy, for me, it's very believable and realistic.
I actually really loved it, and I want to watch the second one. I want to check out the reunion that just happened in 2019. Yeah. I heard it was just kind of them getting together.
It's I think it's just them talking about the show and stuff like that.
I followed all of them on Instagram just because I think they're all really hilarious. They don't have to do anything for the rest of their life, though.
Yeah.
Because I feel like they'd be typecasted, but...
they've all done stuff since.
Yeah, I've been checking what they've been doing,
and some of it's been pretty good.
Yeah, but I again recommend any of this. I thought it was so funny. Oh, the series and the movie both hit so funny, so good.
The show is. I just showed a couple of episodes to people.
We had people over the other night, and they loved it.
I've seen it a few times recently. Again,
right.
They're so easy to watch, and it's so funny. And I feel for me, I feel almost proud when I show my Canadian friends these things, and they're like, "Whoa, this is really fucking funny."
It's like when you show people Gargano versus Almas.
Exactly. This is my new Gargano Almas. Inbetweeners and chill.
Hey now, yeah, Inbetweeners and chill. We need to get the Pussy Patrol shirts. I can't wait. So that was the Inbetweeners, the movie. Thank you for listening. You can find us on postwrestling.com. We host Up Next every week where we review wrestling friends. We review NXT, WWE NXT. And we do it every Thursday, postwrestling.com, iTunes, Stitcher, wherever you get your podcast. Subscribe to us, tweet us, and Instagram us. We love connecting with you guys. So I am at the Brady.
And I am at Davie Portman. We have actually got a bonus show as well as this one this week.
We got, judging on when you're listening to this, friends, we are doing a halftime heat review for the Super Bowl because it's an NXT tag match, a 6-man tag that we just felt like we should watch. We're going to watch Maroon 5 and Travis Scott too, I feel like, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, that's the kickoff show. And then
yeah, right. I don't know anything about football or soccer.
Yeah. So we'll give our thoughts, our very uneducated thoughts on the game, as well as our thoughts on the halftime show with Maroon 5, and then the real main event, the halftime heat with that 6-man NXT tag match.
And we'll let we're thinking of our next movie review. So you know,
we've got a few ideas. I'm going home for a couple of weeks soon, so the next review will be sometime in March, early March, once I'm back.
So,
but we'll be announcing very soon what film that will be.
Yes, and I think that's about it. So thank you very much for listening. Postwrestling.com and all those things. Goodbye. Be safe.
Ahoy!
Friends!